The sky over Nevada was clear and full of stars. Claire Dawson looked through the telescope again. She had been watching the same spot in the sky for 3 nights. Her friend and lab partner, Aaron Miller, sat nearby with a cup of coffee. "Still nothing?" he asked. Claire shook her head. "No, wait. Something's there. It's a signal." Aaron leaned in. Claire typed quickly on her keyboard, pulling up a strange radio wave. The sound was not random, it repeated, like it was trying to say something. "That's not a star." "That's a message," Claire said. They spent the whole night listening and recording. The signal was made of short, clean pulses. Claire and Aaron worked all week to decode it. Numbers, shapes, and strange patterns began to form on the screen. One set of numbers kept repeating. Claire checked a map. "Aaron, these are coordinates. Here in Nevada, close to the mountains." So the next morning, they packed up gear and drove out to the desert. After hours of searching, they found something half buried in the dirt. It was a small ship, silver and broken. The shape was not like anything from Earth. Claire stepped closer. She heard a faint sound, like breathing. Inside the ship, lying on the floor, was a small alien girl. Her skin was pale blue, and she had large eyes that glowed slightly. One of her arms was missing, and one leg looked badly hurt. "She's alive," Aaron whispered. The girl looked up at them with fear. Her body shook, her lips moved, but no sound came. "We can't leave her here," Claire said. "We have to help." They wrapped her in blankets and brought her to an old, unused research building where they used to test equipment. There were still some supplies and beds. Claire cleaned the girl's wounds, while Aaron tried to fix the small device around her neck. It looked like a translator. For days, the girl was quiet. She watched them, but said nothing. Claire spoke softly to her, showing her pictures and saying words. The girl slowly began to understand. She pointed at herself and made a soft sound. "Nova," Claire repeated. "Is that your name?" "What?" "Nova." The girl blinked twice. It was the first time she smiled. Nova could not walk yet, and her missing arm made it hard for her to move. Claire and Aaron helped her every day. She began to draw on paper. Strange shapes, stars, and maps. She showed a picture of a group of tall beings with cold eyes. One of them pushed her away. "Your people left you?" Claire asked. Nova nodded. Aaron looked at Claire. "They abandoned her because she's hurt." Claire felt anger rise in her chest. "That's wrong. Here we take care of each other. We don't throw people away." Nova began to learn more words. She watched old movies and read children's books. She liked to sit near the window and look at the stars. "You miss your home?" Aaron asked one night. Nova shook her head slowly. She pointed at Claire and Aaron, then placed her hand over her heart. Claire smiled. "We're your family now." The weeks passed. Nova became stronger. She used tools to help her move. Claire made a simple arm for her using parts from old lab machines. Nova hugged her the day it worked, but not everything was safe. One evening, Aaron saw a black car parked far off in the desert. It was gone the next morning. Then, strange sounds came over the radio, like someone was listening. "We need to be careful," Aaron said. "If someone finds her, they might take her." Claire nodded. "We protect her, no matter what." Nova sat at the desk that night, drawing stars again. She looked peaceful, but inside her mind, memories of pain and fear still lived. Yet now, she had a place. A chance, and maybe a new beginning, on a strange but kind world called Earth. Nova sat at the small table with a pencil in her hand. She drew shapes and lines, each one telling a story from her past. Claire sat beside her and watched. "What is this one?" Claire asked, pointing to a shape that looked like a ship. Nova said slowly, "My ship, ... home ship." Aaron brought her a new set of wires and tools. "Nova, can you help me with this?" Nova nodded and leaned forward. Her hand moved fast, even with only one arm. She understood how machines worked. She fixed the broken wires in minutes. Aaron smiled. "You're a genius," he said. Nova looked confused. "Genius," Claire laughed. "It means you are very smart." Nova smiled and pointed at both of them. "You teach, I learn." She started to speak more every day. Her words were not perfect, but she tried hard. Claire brought her storybooks and simple science videos. Nova watched and read with care. She liked stories about brave people who helped others. One night Nova asked a question. "Oh, why help me?" Claire looked at her. Because you needed help. My people leave me. Your people save me. Why? Aaron sat down. Sometimes humans are bad, but most want to do good. We believe everyone matters. Nova looked down at her missing arm, even broken one. Claire reached over and held her hand. You are not broken. You are strong. Over time, Nova began to share more about her life. She said her race came from a cold world. They trained their people to fight and follow orders. No one cried. No one showed love. If someone was weak or injured, they were left behind. Nova had been on a mission. Her ship was attacked. She lost her arm and leg. Her leaders thought she was useless. They left her. Claire felt pain in her chest. That's not right. You're not useless. Nova shook her head. Your world, not same. I like your world. Aaron brought in a tablet. You need to fix your translator. I think we can do it. Nova watched him work. She helped where she could. After 2 days, the device finally clicked on. Nova spoke, and this time, the words came out clear. Thank you, she said in perfect English. Claire laughed with joy. It works. Now that Nova could speak better, she told longer stories. She explained the names of stars and how her people traveled between them, showed how their machines worked, and even helped Claire with her science projects. Nova also built things. She made a new arm from spare parts. It was not pretty, but it moved. She added lights and sounds to it, and soon she could pick things up again. But outside the lab, trouble was growing. A group of people in suits had started watching the desert. They worked for a private group that searched for unknown things. Their leader, Clark Benson, had learned about the strange signal. There's something out here, he told his team. Something we want. They sent drones and scanners. They picked up energy from the old building where Claire and Aaron were hiding Nova. Benson gave an order. We move soon. Be ready. Back at the lab, Nova felt something strange. She looked at Claire. Eyes. Claire checked the monitors. A camera picked up a flash of movement. She turned off the lights. Aaron locked the doors. Someone's looking for her, Claire said. Nova sat down. She was calm. I don't want to run. Claire was surprised. What do you mean? I want to talk, not hide. Aaron looked worried. They won't listen. They'll take you. Nova nodded. Then I show world who I am. Not a thing, not a weapon. Just girl, Claire thought for a moment. If we help you speak to people, they might listen. Nova smiled. Let's try. The next day, they started to plan. Claire called an old friend, a reporter named Linda Brooks. Linda came at night, quiet and careful. She met Nova and listened to her story. People need to hear this, Linda said. They'll care. Nova stood by the window again that night. She looked at the stars. This time, she was not afraid. She had found a place where she was wanted, a place where she could speak. And soon, the whole world would hear her voice. The desert air was dry and still. Claire stood outside the old building looking at the distant hills. She saw dust rising in the distance. It was too early for wind. They're coming, she whispered. Inside, Nova was helping Aaron fix the last parts of a new signal jammer. It would block the drones for a while. Claire came in and locked the door. Pack up what we can. We have to move tonight. Nova looked calm. Where we go? To Linda's contact. A safe place underground, Claire said. We'll be protected there. Linda had arranged a meeting with someone who once worked for the government. He had helped whistleblowers and people in danger. His name was Jack. That night, they left the building and drove in silence. Nova sat in the back seat, her eyes watching the stars. Her handmade arm glowed faintly. After hours of driving, they reached a closed metal door hidden in a rocky canyon. Jack opened it with a code. Get inside, he said. They're looking for you with drones and heat scans. The underground space was cold, but safe. There were beds, food, and computers. Jack showed Claire a map of the area. Benson's team is getting closer, but the people are asking questions. Word about your alien friend is spreading. Claire looked at Nova. We need to let her speak, not just to the press, to everyone. Nova nodded. I want to tell my story. They worked on a plan. Nova would speak on a live broadcast from a hidden location. Linda would set it up, and Jack would protect the signal. Nova practiced her speech every night. Claire helped her with the words. You're not just speaking for yourself, Claire said. You're speaking for others who feel forgotten. While they prepared, Benson's team found the old lab. It was empty, but they found broken wires, machine parts, and signs of alien tech. Benson looked around. They were here. Find them. Sent teams to scan the mountains and deserts. Drones flew low and quiet. But Jack's jammer still worked. On the third night underground, Nova spoke with Jack. Why you help me? Jack sat down. Because people need to do the right thing, even when it's hard. I've made mistakes. Helping you is the right thing. Nova smiled. Thank you. Finally, the day of the broadcast came. Nova wore simple clothes and her metal arm. She stood in front of a camera. Her voice was clear. My name is Nova. I came from far away. My people left me because I was hurt. They said I was useless. But here on Earth I was helped. I was loved. I was not thrown away. I am not here to fight. I am not a danger. I am a girl who wants to live. I want peace. I want to learn. I want others to see that even those who are different have value. The broadcast went live. People across the world saw Nova speak. Her glowing eyes and soft voice reached many hearts. Messages flooded in. People cried, children wrote letters. Scientists offered to help. Claire watched the screen. She did it. But Benson was not done. He traced the signal and sent a team to the canyon. Bring her back alive, he ordered. We need her. Jack saw the warning signs. He turned to Claire. We have minutes. Get ready. Nova stood still. I will not run. Claire grabbed her hand. We won't let them take you. As the sound of trucks grew louder, something surprising happened. People began to arrive at the canyon entrance. Journalists, protesters, even retired soldiers. They blocked the path. They carried signs. Let her stay. She is one of us. Benson's truck stopped. The crowd was too large. Cameras rolled. Porters shouted questions. Benson stepped out, angry. This is a security matter. One old soldier stepped forward. She's not a threat. She's a survivor. She has a right to be here. Benson looked at the cameras, then back at his team, gave the order to retreat. Back inside, Jack smiled. Looks like the world heard her. Nova watched the crowd on the screen. Tears rolled down her cheek. She looked at Claire and Aaron. They remember me. Claire hugged her. Yes. And they believe in you. That night, the stars over Earth shone brighter. Nova, the girl once left behind, had spoken, and the world listened. Nova looked at her. I just told truth. Sometimes the truth is what people need most, Claire said. Outside, the canyon was full of people. Some came with signs of support. Others came to learn more. Linda and Jack worked hard to keep things peaceful. Journalists waited to speak to Nova, but Claire told them they had to be patient. Aaron spent time building new devices with Nova. She was quick with her hands and mind. Together, they made a small power device that could charge many machines using little energy. Nova laughed when it worked. Earth tech slow, but fun, she joked. Aaron smiled. Well, we try. As the days passed, people started to visit. A group of veterans came first. One man missing a leg sat with Nova and shared stories of war and pain. She showed him how her arm worked. They both laughed. Later, a mother brought her blind son. The boy touched Nova's face and smiled. You feel kind? He said. Nova knelt and held his hand. You are strong. Claire watched all this with wonder. You're helping more than you know, but not everyone was happy. Some leaders in power said Nova was a threat. They wanted to move her to a secure place. They said Earth was not ready for aliens. Jack argued against them. She's not a threat. She's a teacher, a friend. Let her stay. Protests grew in the cities. Some were scared. Others stood with Nova. She knew fear came from not knowing. Then I will go speak again, she said one day. Claire shook her head. It's risky. They may try to take you. here, I was found. And now, I want to help others who feel alone. The crowd cheered. Some students cried. Nova spent the day meeting people, answering questions, and showing her tech ideas. That night, Nova returned to the canyon. Claire hugged her. "You were brave." "Bravery is not from muscles," Nova said. "It is from choice," Aaron added. "Well, your choice made a difference." Nova looked at the stars. Back home, they teach us to hide weakness. Here I see that sharing pain can build love. The next day, Nova met with a group of scientists who worked on tools for people with missing limbs. She showed them how to improve control with brain signals. They listened with interest. One of them, Dr. Rachel Grant, said, "You have changed our work forever." Nova smiled. "I am happy to share." More letters arrived. A child from another country sent a drawing of Nova with the words, "You are my hero." Claire showed it to her. Nova held the paper close. "This is why I speak." But danger still waited. A secret order was given by some high officers who wanted to remove Nova from public view. Jack found out in time. "They plan to act soon," he warned. "We need a bigger step." Claire had an idea. What if Nova talks to the whole world at once? Not just a speech, a true moment of peace. Linda agreed. A world broadcast. All channels. No one can ignore that. Jack began to work with trusted people. They planned the broadcast for the next week. It would be from a safe, hidden place. Nova practiced her message. The day of the broadcast arrived. The sky over the canyon was soft and clear. Inside a quiet room, cameras were ready. Wires ran across the floor. Screens showed signals from different places across the world. Everything was set. Nova stood in the center, wearing her simple gray suit and metal arm. Claire brushed some dust off her shoulder. "Are you ready?" Nova took a breath. "Yes, I am not afraid." Aaron stood at the camera. Jack gave a thumbs up from the back. Linda checked the sound. The signal went out. Across the world, people saw Nova appear on their screens. Some were at home, others were at work, some were in schools. Many paused to listen. Nova looked into the camera. Her voice was calm and strong. "My name is Nova. I was born far from Earth. I came from a place where only strength is loved. If you are weak, you were left behind. I was left behind. My body was hurt, my voice was taken. I had no home." She paused. The room was silent. "Then I came to your world. I did not ask to be found, but I was. By two kind people. They gave me care. Oh, they gave me a name. They gave me a new life." Her eyes became soft. "I learned your language. I learned your ways. I learned that weakness does not mean worthlessness. I learned that pain can bring people closer. I learned that humans have a gift to care, even for someone strange." She raised her metal arm. "This is part of me, but it does not make me less. It shows what can be done when someone is helped, not thrown away." People around the world watched without speaking. Some held hands, others wiped away tears. "I am not a hero. I am not a soldier. I am just a girl who survived. And now, I choose to help. I want to build, I want to teach, I want to love." She smiled gently. "You call me alien, but I feel more human every day. And maybe that means human is not just what you look like. It is how you treat others." The broadcast ended. There was silence. Then, across the world, people stood and clapped. In schools, in homes, in streets. The internet was full of her words. Leaders made statements. Some said she was welcome. Others still had fear. But many hearts changed that day. Back in the canyon, Claire hugged Nova tight. "You did it." Nova nodded. "Now they know me." Jack walked in with news. "They're dropping the removal order. They're offering full asylum. You can stay." Aaron cheered. "No more running." The days that followed were bright. Nova was invited to speak at schools, labs, and public events. She worked with scientists and teachers. She built tools for people with missing limbs. Her ideas brought real change. Children wrote to her. Veterans thanked her. People with disabilities called her an inspiration. One day, Claire and Aaron stood with Nova at a new building. It was a learning center for young minds and those with challenges. The sign said, "The Nova Center for Hope and Learning." Nova looked at it with quiet joy. "Is this real?" Claire smiled. "Yes, it's yours." Nova began teaching there. It's not just science, but kindness. She taught that no one is useless, that all lives matter. Help is not weakness. One day, a message came from space. It was from her old race. They had seen her speech. They said they wanted to talk. Nova listened, then shook her head. "I have a home now. I choose Earth." That evening, she stood outside under the stars. Claire and Aaron joined her. The sky was wide and full. "Do you miss them?" Aaron asked. Nova thought for a moment. "No, I miss who I used to be, but now I am better. Not because I healed, but because I was seen. I was loved." Claire smiled. "That's what makes you human." And as the stars shone over the canyon, Nova felt peace. She was no longer the broken girl left behind. She was Nova, the girl who spoke, the girl who stayed, the girl who helped others rise.